Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at MATIC. Okay, so let's get into the price action here and discuss a couple of things. So we were talking about a couple of things in the previous video. We're looking for that potential. We're starting at a B, potentially a C to the upside. We could look to target out this 195 range. Alternatively, even looking for a bigger five-wave structure to develop up to this $3.06. So this is still viable for as long as we hold this lower line of the 74 cents. We need to discuss a couple of things though before we get too carried away here. We also talked about the fact that this could be a C wave completed here, and we could actually still need to move down one more time before we look to push to the upside. And basically, what we were talking about is two options: one, we look for a deeper retracement here, and potentially we are still within this, it's still within a B wave here, and looking to actually come back down into this 6971 to this 4434 region. So this is still a potential this still has potential here that we could actually see a move down into this range. And basically, that would mean a lower low compared to this one here of this move to the upside. So, technically speaking, as long as we're above this low, we can look for continuation, but we need to be aware there is the possibility that this could just be a three-way move here, and we could actually look to break to the downside. So, what we need to be careful of within that is basically, we've talked about this before. Potentially, this could just be a B wave to the upside, and we could actually still look for continuation to the downside. So 121 would actually look to bring us down towards the 17th century range, and it wouldn't have to go that low. Technically, I'd just like to take this A wave if that's the case, which is 786 could be potentially this 2741, or alternatively the 0.618 here towards this 3979 region. So, there is always this potential to have this move break down. We need to be aware of it. Uh, it isn't likely as long as we stay above this 74.86, but once we start to lose those levels, we need to start being aware that we could actually see further progression to the downside here. Okay, so we're going to discuss this now, this potential to actually break to the upside, and then we're going to talk about some bearish alternatives. So what we're looking for within this is basically this to potentially be an A wave, B wave. We talked about this potentially being a completed move and looking to actually see if we move up here now. So what we're looking for within this structure is that possibility that this is an A wave to the upside, a B wave, and potentially a C wave up into these highs here. So looking for this potential up here. Alternatively, this could become a 1-2, and then we get a bigger move up towards this $1.60, and then we could have a five-wave move on our hands, basically where the structure becomes 1, 2, 3, get a fourth, and then a fifth to the upside. So this is something that can play out. We don't have confirmation of it yet. We do have a good start here, but we're going to discuss what we need to see happen for this continuation to carry on up here. So the thing we need to just be a little bit cautious of is within this, it is also possible that we could see another low here come in towards this $1 region where we can argue that this whole move here is a flat correction and potentially we are looking to actually break down one more time. If this is the case, I'd be looking at it rather as an A, B, and then a C. But basically, that one-to-one would be here at this 99 cent 26. So bringing us potentially back down to the 0.786, which will be at this $1. So we need to be aware that if we do start to break down deeper here, this could be what is at play, but there is a more sinister variation of this as well. So for the time being, I'm going to talk about what needs to happen for this B wave to actually be complete here and this C wave to play out to the upside. So there's two ways of looking at this move. I'm going to come into the hourly here now. And basically what I'm looking for is within this structure, what I want to see is a bigger move. I don't know what this is about. I'm just going to move that for now. Basically, what we're looking for is that potential for this move to play out to the upside. So I'm going to talk about this other one first. So there is two ways we can potentially look at this. Within this structure, we can argue that we have a diagonal, which actually completes into here. Then basically a five-wave move up into here, where this becomes 3, 4, 5. Actually, sorry, it is into there. And basically what this is looking for is this as a five-wave structure here, and then potentially looking to break down. The problem we have is we can also argue that this is just ABC, with a triangle here and then another five-wave move. So with that in mind, we could still see a move to the upside here where this becomes W, X, and Y. And that would actually look to potentially target the top of this channel towards this. 1649 range. So either way, we've got potential to still push up a little bit more, but I would be keeping an eye on this level if we do move up here. We do have an intersection here between these two different channels that are currently tracking us within, and it would be potentially looking for that move up into some of these highs towards this $1.17. So we'll have to see. This is starting to break down in a more impulsive way now. So basically, we need to see how the support holds here. What I'm looking for here is to see whether we get a three-wave move. So if this is a five-wave move completed into these highs, what I'd want to see here is whether we have a three-wave move to the downside. If we do find support into this 108.43 to this 105.03 range, basically what we could look for is a more impulsive move to the upside here. The way this is looking to develop, I'm going to say it's looking like a zigzag potentially if it does come down here, in which case this 50% could be that target area. Look out for this previous structure here. Basically, if we get a three-wave move into here, that could be enough to complete this as a wave two, and then we could look to push to the upside here. So if we do find support there, basically what we'd be looking for is a move up towards this 128.18, and that would then give us more confirmation of a 1, 2, 3. Then we'd have to wait for confirmation of this actual fourth wave to find support and then look for this fifth wave. So this would potentially look to push us up towards this 33.80 to this $1, sorry, $1.3380 to this $1.3031. So this is an important range because basically this would be around about that 1-to-1 of this A wave if we do push up here. So need to be aware this is a possibility. If we do maintain these support ranges, we could look to see some bullish price action here, but we need to be cautious because there is also a more bearish way of looking at this. So we did talk about this previously, where this could be ABC into this high, and we could be looking for a move down towards this 1-to-1 at the 75 cents. So that would bring us quite a lot lower than where we would want to look for an impulsive structure. This 87.41 is really the lower range we want to see play out as a wave two here. So if we start to break down more in this way, it becomes more likely we're actually going to take these lows and potentially invalidate that bullish potential that we have. So we'll have to see. There's nothing confirmed here yet, but basically this is the one way of looking at the move to the upside. The alternative here, I'm actually going to just turn off this correct pattern again, is looking at this move in this way, where this becomes a 1-2, 1-2. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And then potentially we're looking for a fourth wave here. So it's going to be hard to differentiate between these two. Basically, what it's going to be is looking at this move currently, it is looking like it would be quite a deep one, unless this is some kind of flat here as a fourth. And then we look to turn around from this point. But basically, if this is a five-wave move, what I'd be anticipating is a zigzag, potentially down to this 109.15 area. If we do form this as a zigzag to the downside here, basically a three-way move, what we will be looking for would be that potential to push back up to this $1.18 to this $1.15 area. Depending on how high we come here, potentially it would adjust this figure. If we turned around from here, it would be looking at 116.76 to 115.45. And then basically the key thing within this way of looking at it is that we would be looking for additional fourth wave here. So we'd be looking for this move to come back up here, complete, look for another three-wave move, potentially down into the same support zone that this finds, and then look for a continuation up again in another fifth wave, which could look to take us up towards this 18.98 to this $1.16 region. Depending on how this move plays out here. If we do come down deeper, potentially, we might even truncate here. It's hard to actually tell at this point. We don't have that information yet. We only have the information that is currently here. So with this, potentially we could see a three-wave move down to this 109.15 and then look for a push to the upside again from there. If this is the case, it's going to be really hard to tell whether this is a 1 and a 2 or whether this is basically a fourth wave here and we get a fifth and we get a fourth and a fifth. So that'll be the key difference is if we do have this playing out, we'll get two fourth waves and fifth waves up here, followed by that three-wave move, which could bring us back down into the zone of this 109.53 to this 105.84. If we do start to lose this lower range here, this 105.48 rather, basically this would invalidate that potential of these continuations here, invalidation of this this wave 5 here would actually come by crossing this wave 1, but that's much lower down. We'd probably know a lot sooner. If we do start to lose this zone of this 109.15, we could potentially look for the support to come in this zone that we've got here. But if we start to lose this 105.03, basically we'd have to treat this as potentially a completed move here, and we're actually looking to break down one more time. Whether we want to look at this as a completed five-wave structure here, or basically an A, B, and C, and then we look to break down. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on it. This could, like I said, look to break down. So keep a watchful eye on this. What we want to see is whether we actually do push up one more time here, and then see if we find additional support, or alternatively, we could be on our way down into these zones. If we lose these lows, we need to be careful though, because like I said, we were talking about that possibility within this other count that we could see this as an A, a B, and a C to the downside, looking to potentially come down towards this 75.54 range. The alternative, even more bearish way we were looking at it was the possibility that within the structure we have a 1, a 2, and then we're starting to form a third wave. So a third wave would only be confirmed by moving down towards this zone of this 0.5538. But basically, if we do move down into that area, what I'd be looking for is an additional fourth up towards the zone of the 75, and then looking to actually end up around this 51.39 to this 45.61 area. Okay, so what what would be the key thing to see here? So if we do start to break down, we need to be cautious. So the first thing I'd be looking for would be to see if we get a reaction off this 1-to-1 at this 99.26, because otherwise, like I said previously, this move could just be an A, a B, and a C, and then we actually find support here and look to break these highs. Once we start to break these highs at this area of this 124.99, it invalidates the potential of extension to the downside here. So we need to get back above these as soon as possible if we are looking for that bullish potential. But yeah, until we do, we need to be aware there is that possibility of breakdown. The alternative here is looking for that potential within this. We could see this play out as the third wave. So if we see a much more violent breakdown here with a lot more volume, seeing something like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breaking down to this 90 cent 34 region, basically what I'd be looking for would be that possibility of having a fourth wave to the upside. So this 101.78, if we come down to this 1618, it's going to be that zone. But we could always extend out deeper here, especially if we do have a flat correction as a wave 2 here. Potentially this could mean that instead of looking for this 1618, we could actually look for even lower here towards this 2618 for this wave 3. We don't have confirmation of that, but basically that's what I'd be looking out for. If we do look to extend out deeper here, which could bring us closer towards this 0.7557 range. Alternatively, if we just come to this 1-to-1, sorry, this 1618, basically we would be looking potentially to target out this 90 cent 36 to this 83 cent 95. So these are the things I'm currently looking out for. Potentially as long as we hold above these key levels here, we can look for that possibility to extend to the upside here. Basically, this 105.84 within this option, and this option would be looking rather this 105.03. Basically, we need to see whether we get these additional fourths and fifths here. If we do come back, find support, and look to push away, then it would be confirmation that we have at least another five-wave move here, potentially up to this $1.33 range. But yeah, I'd still be cautious around some of these key levels here. We've got big levels above us here towards this 123.85 range. There is quite a big zone up here we need to get through. So just be aware of that. If we do move back up here, we could face rejection in this area. Yeah, if we fail to hold this zone, like I said, potentially slightly lower down here, we might find support around this dollar range. But once we start to lose that, it starts to become less likely. And yeah, I would say we're probably in this C wave to the downside at that point, and potentially looking to move down towards the 75.54. But we'll have to keep an eye on Bitcoin as well and Ethereum. If they do start to pump, then basically this could actually facilitate this bigger move up here for either this is a 1-to-1 for the C wave, or even this higher target, this 160, if this is going to become a 1-to 3, 4, and then a 5 up. So we're going to have to just give it a bit of space. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. In the description below, you'll find links to the Discord and affiliate links for Primex BT. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel. We do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day. See you in the next one. Take care.